chat. If that's you, I want to put money in the chat. Put business, put money in the chat. Guys, today's section is interactive, okay? I just like to, that's how I do my presentation. I don't speak to people. I like to communicate with people, okay? So the more interaction, the better. Ain't say, what start feeling say, oh, person your business, and I say, person who ton BB, and I say, person get into something that put money or put MM in the chat, okay? Only 3 people, iPhone, Sunshine, and Priscilla, Cindy, MMM. Okay, good, 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 good. I want to know if we have some money makers and some future 6, 7-figure earners, future freedom makers, future entrepreneurs at church. Oh, I put it in the chat. Okay, and let's go straight to it. Okay, good. If you want to drop in the chat what type of business or what type of ideas, if you have some ideas you've thought of doing, that'll be great. Put in the chat. That'll be awesome. If you guys can see my screen, yeah. I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, 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 okay. Boom. Let's go. Okay, entrepreneurship. And I see some people say they want to make money, and that's great. Entrepreneurship is a name, a business. Normally, people will say business, but I want us to look into more of entrepreneurship. But before that, I want to see this quote today. What you are is God's gift to you. All right, somebody write it down. Somebody said sales. Okay, boom. Good, I love that. Sales. I want to write this down. What you are is God give to you. What you become is what? Is your gift to God. All right, how many of you guys believe, say, we are created special with so many things, all right? You know, we are created special with so many things. I truly believe that God gave you something unique, a talent, a gift, something, you know, in you that you can do naturally, that you believe that it's God give to you. The question is, what do you become? Or the statement is, what do you become will be the gift you give to God. So if you believe you have some good gifts in you, some good whatever, you know, so you have some talent, you have something like a gift. Put gifts in the chat. I want to know if you all calling now, Obia will be strong. They believe that they do have, because based on that, we can talk about business today. But put in the chat, guys. Let me see the chat flow. All right, so that we can keep going. Okay, we'll not spend up so that we can open the room for more questions. All right, how many of you have gifts on today's call? How many of you have talent on today's call? How many of you have ideas on today's call? How many of you have something special, unique that we all don't have? Put gifts in the chat. Okay, now there's a good statement from one of my great mentors of all time. He's called Jim Rohn. Okay, you can read about Jim Rohn and or learn about Jim Rohn, and he says, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Have you heard about that statement before? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard about that statement before. You know, formal education, going to school, great, get your degree, will make you a living, because you're going to turn up for 9 to 5, just like it was explained yesterday. You go to university, you get your degree, you find a job for your living, okay? And which is good, it's perfect, because you need some living income as well. But self-education will make you a fortune, okay? Self-education will make you a fortune, self-discovery. And we're going to talk about them today. So what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the ability and readiness to develop, organize, and run a business enterprise, along with any of its uncertainties, in order to make a profit. All right, the most prominent example of entrepreneurship is what? Starting a new business. So I hope entrepreneurship is clear, all right? Is the ability and readiness, okay, to develop, organize, and run a business enterprise. Okay, how many of you are ready to run a business or to have an idea of how to start a business? You know, how many of you right now would love to have your own business that is giving you capital gains? All right, some of you put money in the chat earlier, but how many of you are ready right now, okay, to make a profit out of that business? We'll find out as we move along. So let's look at a few things here, okay? What are the 2 main types of entrepreneurship? So the 2 main types of entrepreneurship, for example, are small businesses, all right, and or large company and entrepreneurship. So when I mean small businesses, I'll come into that in a bit, and I'll come in large companies. We already know what it's all about. So what are some of the keys? Okay, what are the key concepts of entrepreneurship? So 4 key concepts of entrepreneurship I want you to focus on: innovation, risk-taking, vision, and organization. Okay, so entrepreneurship, you have to be somebody who is willing to adapt to also what? Innovation. Okay, your mind has to be sharp. Okay, and I gave this example a few weeks ago at Swindon Church. How many of you remember, or how many of you used Nokia phone before? If you didn't use Nokia phone, Pacho, put an N in the chat. All right, Nokia phone, put an N. How many of you have used a Nokia phone before? All right, I don't see no interaction. Put a Nokia, 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 Nokia. Okay, Nokia phone. All right, or your dad has used a Nokia phone before. Your mom has looked at Nokia phone before. Anybody used a Nokia phone before? Great. Now I wanted to think about it. Nokia was one of the best phone in business, the best phone, best companies. But today, what phones do people use the most? People use iPhone. People use Android. Years ago, we didn't know what was Android. But the problem is Nokia didn't step into innovation. They didn't look into the future. They thought they were going to be here 20 years with the same mentality. So in entrepreneurship, you have to be ready and have innovation. Your mind has to look into the next step. Your mind needs to look into the next generation quickly and sharp. Okay, entrepreneurship, risk-taking. We take risks. You have to be ready to take risks. How many of you like taking risks? I tell people all the time, whether you are in business or out of business, you're already taking risks in life. So if you want to start business, you have to understand that your mind has to be ready to take risks, and risk is part of business. So if you're the person on the call, yeah, you want to make money, but a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, but they are scared of taking risks, but I want you to understand that taking risks is part of entrepreneurship. Vision. You need to have a vision of what you want to really go into as an entrepreneur. What do you want to do as an entrepreneur? And of course, organization. There's a lot of planning and there's a lot of notes and things you have to put into place to do business. So let's look into this, guys. Can you guys keep promoting the call on our groups? Thank you. Now, these are the facts, okay? Facts, all right, in the UK, not outside the UK, in the UK. All right, it says what? More than 1 in 20 people in the UK has already started their own business. How many of you know somebody who started their own business? Or how many of you know somebody who owns a business? Okay, if you do, put I do. We all know somebody who owns a business. We all know somebody who has started their business, okay? Over a third want to start their own business in future. Just like some of you on today's call, you want to start your own business. I'm a very big advocate about business. Why? Think about it this way, guys. Uncertainty and things happen. But if you don't have a business aside of what you're doing right now, whether you're working a job, XYZ, when bad times happen in your current income, you have no other income. Okay? How many of you know somebody who was struggling during COVID times? Yes, because all they were doing was they were focusing on their formal living, all right, formal education, living, income, which is your normal job. And that's fine to have a job. But in today's generation, you have to think out of the box, all right? Think out of the box. As you said here, men are likely to have started their own business than women, all right? Why? Because, of course, most women they take care of their home, children, etc. But most men, they're out there doing what they have to do, okay? Over half of those aged 16 to 44 would like to start their own business in the future. I don't know, these are the statistics in the UK at the moment. But guys, one thing I tend to realize, or I tend to, notice within our community is most people don't want to start a business. Most people just want to have a job and a job and a job and a job. But I believe that this is a survey they've done, and that's what they are saying, okay? Now, let's look at this here. Those who are taking note, it says what? The most successful businesses are created within, all right, the most successful businesses are created with a business model around solving problems for others. So you may be asking, Augustine, what is all this entrepreneurship thing, blah, blah, blah. Entrepreneurship is just you starting a business, just like we said at the beginning. And businesses, what do? They solve problems. Okay, I want to put in the chat S to M. Okay, S dash M. Guys, let me see that in the chat. S dash M. I want you to understand, if you're somebody who wants to start a business, it's not that difficult. You are literally a problem solver. And by solving problem, you're going to convert it into money. All right. S to M. Solving problems equals money making. Okay. So if you're somebody who have problems or know how to solve different problems, and we come to some problems, all right? As human beings, we have problems. People have problems every single day, and people need people who have solutions for those problems. The question I want to ask you is, what problems can you solve? All right, take note tonight and jot down some of the things in your life. That's why I said earlier on, God gave us gifts because God knew some people don't have those gifts, and other people can use those gifts to solve some of those problems. I give you an example. If somebody can play the piano and they create a business around a piano, guess what? Those who didn't learn how to play the piano will need the one who played the piano for their occasion, and they can pay them for their service. Does that make sense? If you got it, put yes in the chat. Okay, so problem solving. So let's look at here. Reason why people become entrepreneurs. I don't know about you, but me, those who know me, all right. I've always had the desire, the desire in me of hustling different, looking for other avenues to make money. How many of us come from a rich family on this call? How many of you have parents who are millionaires on this call? How many of you have parents who are retired and they have business working for them? If that's you, put me. Few seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. How many of you would love to be the parent in the future who creates extra income that will allow you to be your own boss? If that's you, put me in the chat or put freedom in the chat. If that's you, and we are doing this Youth Week of Growth because we all come from families. God bless our parents, but we all come from families who didn't give us the business route. Why? Because our parents were busy hustling for the money in a different way, and that's good. But just like the good saying say, if you don't come from a rich family have to come from you. If you don't come from a business family has to come from you. Now, let me open your mind, perspective, clear your mind right now. How many of you believe that if you came from a home where you had an enterprise or where entrepreneurship was, the daily bread of the home, you would have learned a lot of things about business within the home? How many of you believe that? Like if you came from a home where, properties were available because your parents own a lot of property, real estate, own other businesses, you would have learned about those businesses and you probably would have become just like that or added some value into your life. How many of you believe that? If that's you, put a 555 in the chat. Drop a 5 if that's you. I want you guys to understand, this is the reason why people go into entrepreneurship. I per se went to entrepreneurship early. When I moved to the UK, I went to entrepreneurship because I always felt that I want to pursue a dream. I want to be my own boss. How many of you guys always feel like you want to be your own boss? Like even when you're in a job, you're just like, I want to be my own boss. I want to fly. I want to do great things. If that's you guys, put in the chat. I wanted to see if there's some people just like me on today's call. Meaning say, to send me area. Or if you are just something special, put a 7777777. If you always feel like you want to be your own boss. Freedom and flexibility. Sometimes you want to go on vacation, but if you work a full time for the next 20 years, you have only 21 days annual leave. And sometimes you would love to be on vacation, but at the same time, be able to also make money. How many of you guys would love to travel and you are in Japan, Hong Kong, China, Singapore, whatever, but you're still making some money? That's entrepreneurship, okay? All right, chasing opportunities. Some of us, we get into entrepreneurship to chase opportunities. Of course, many people get into opportunities or side hustle to make what? To make money, and that's good as well. Escape from unhappy jobs, okay? You know, so out of that, people leave a legacy, learning and growth, okay? Solving problems, creative expressions, okay? So how many of you guys feel like you fall into this category and you have the entrepreneurial drive? If that's you, put an E in the chat. I want to see how many entrepreneurs I want to call before I move on. Put an E in the chat, entrepreneur. If you believe that you fall into any of this, or you think, say, you have any of this, and you are looking to become an entrepreneur, put an E in the chat. Priscilla, Annabelle. Okay. 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 iPhone. Okay. Edward. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Got some business guys on this call, business people on this call, business ladies on this call. Okay. Amazing. 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 Good. Now, to launch a business means successfully solving problems. Solving problem means what? Listening. Okay? So I want you to think about it. What are some of the benefits of starting a side hustle? Making money, work around your job schedules, be your own boss, work as much as you can. Okay? Work as much as you can. You know, unlimited income potential. Okay? Unlimited income potential. Now, catch this. When you work a job, your income is capped. Okay? I want to get it. And guys, believe me, I'm here to promote entrepreneurship, but I also understand your job is needed. If you're working, it's good. If you have a job, it's great. You have to do your job, but also find a skill or find something that can make you extra money. How many of you guys would love to make extra money? All right. So you can work as much as you can. As you said, you work 9 to 5 on your living and work what? 6 to 9 or 6 to 10 in the evening on your side hustle. That's what becoming a boss means. Okay. So what are some of the things you can do, guys? All right. For those who are taking note, how can you get started in a small business world today? You can sell a product or service. Now, catch this. As an entrepreneur, you don't have to own the product, but you can sell the product. Okay? You don't have to own the product, but you can sell the product. How many of you guys see people on TikTok today? In today's world, they don't own the product. You know, I recently bought an air fryer on TikTok, and somebody was promoting the air fryer, but they don't have the product in their hands, but they get commission every time somebody purchases through their link. That is a part of entrepreneurship. That means you are open to making some side hustle money. That means you're open to make some side income. You know, they're using their TikTok platform to promote and telling people about how good that product is, all right? And then they are what? Making money out of it. How many of you guys would love to make something like that? You know, that's one way of a small business. A small business, which means you don't need to own a product, but you can still make money, okay? How many of you guys have seen people on TikTok doing that? It's so many people doing that. People are selling shoes, people are selling clothes, people are selling a lot of things on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, okay? Now, you can see what? Do odd jobs for people in your community, okay? That's what I said earlier on. What problem can you solve? What problems can you solve? Have you made lists of some of the problems you can solve in 2024, 21st century, 24th century, whatever it is? What problem can you solve? What skills do you have? Or what skills can you add onto your life? I heard somebody yesterday speak about learn how to braid hair. Yes, there's so many people who cannot braid their hair. You know, there are some people, they can do their hair themselves, and there are others who cannot. So you become the problem solver. You solve their problem, okay? And you fix their hair for them, okay? Do some odd jobs in the community. Today's generation, some of us are lazy. We want money, but we don't want to work for the money, right? So imagine, look in your community, what problem? Think about it this way. Think about, let's say, somebody's driveway. You know, they have, there's a lot of mud, there's a lot of dirty stuff, and then you go and buy yourself maybe a machine that you can wash their garage, their hallway, and then exchange that into what? Capital. So you are solving the problem for that person, and you're exchanging that into a capital. There are so many other things you can look in your community and see, oh, this is a problem in my community. I can turn that into a business, okay? Offer your service as a virtual assistant. What service do you have? I know Annabelle is into media, okay? Annabelle, aside of him studying his whatever engineering, he still has his brand called I Say Media. So imagine Annabelle doing graphic designs for companies, doing graphic design for people who need birthday cards, people who need XYZ, all right, or shooting videos for them. Virtual service can also develop some income, okay? All right, start a blog. How many of you guys can write? How many guys, one I walk always, you know how to write, like you can write. Some of you are good writers. You see, some of you are good writers. So you don't need to leave your full-time job, but after your full-time job, you can write. Who's a good writer on today's call? Elton, yes, good, Elton. That alone can become your business, Elton. You can probably start and call it Elton Writes, okay? Elton Writer, okay? And you are solving people's problems because some people, they are not good at writing. Some people, they need other people to write for them. Sir Evans and Haiti, good. They need somebody to write for them, and then they can do other stuff, okay? They outsource people to do things for them. So you can become a service. You can brand yourself as a writer, all right? Start a blog, all right? People, you can sell an advertisement, okay? Be a pet sitter. All right, some of you, how many people like pets on today's call? Who likes pets? In your community, there are people who go to work and they need somebody to look after their pets. Maybe you are at home. Maybe you live in the neighborhood. Maybe you can put yourself as pet walker, dog walker, cats, whatever. How many of you like pets? Oh, you guys are not engaging. Who likes pets on today's call? Who likes pets? If you like pets, put me. Do yard work for people in your neighborhood. Somebody probably need their garage, need a bit of cleaning, tidiness. You can go there and do it. Offer skills as a tutor. Some of you have finished university. Some of you have finished college. Some of you are good at teaching maths. I don't know why you've not started teaching young people at church maths and charging their parents for your service. I don't know why you've not started teaching people English and creating a tutoring class every Sunday and charging them. You are saying, oh, Augustine, I was thinking about that. The question is why you're not doing it, but you want extra money, right? I don't know why you are not using online to advertise your tutoring skills and tutoring people with other things. Oh, but I didn't know that. That's why some of us don't have money. Okay? Be a mystery shopper. Sometimes, in some places, some people want people to shop for them, just like other people. So, guys, there's so many things out there. You can see, sell items you make or find at your garage sales. How many of you guys have clothes that you don't wear, shoes that you don't wear, things in your garage, things in your room, okay? You keep buying, but you are not wearing them and you are not selling them. Think about it. There's so many ways to make money as an entrepreneur, all right? Participate in research studies or focus groups. You can be a research study and keep on keeping on, okay, guys? 12 type of entrepreneurship. How many guys are taking notes on today's call? If you're taking notes, put N, because I feel like I hope I'm talking to some people. I hope people are taking note on today's call. Put an N if you're really taking notes. Guys, we really want to come out of Youth Week of Growth, seeing some people doing productive stuff in our church in Bearwood, in Wellinghall. We want to see our young people really thriving. We want to see all of us thriving and adding more income to our income. Okay, so you've got to look at it. We have 12 types of entrepreneurship. Now, let me break this down. You do not have to stop your job to become an entrepreneur. I hope that is clear. But if you're crazy like me and many people who normally push so that our entrepreneurship business become our primary income, and then we leave our 9 to 5 job, then you're a different human. But if you're that person like, oh, I've always wanted to start a business, but you can start a business without being full-time. You can do it part-time without leaving your actual job, okay? So you have traditional entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, serial entrepreneurship, corporate entrepreneurship, all of that on tech entrepreneurship, or people who focus on certain areas. So you see, there is room for everyone. We have franchise entrepreneurship. So I'm not going to really explain all of this. You can screenshot it and do your own research about entrepreneurship in all these sectors. But let me talk about franchise entrepreneurship. Let's say, Augustine, I want to make some money. I don't want to sell little stuff. This is where we come to the big companies entrepreneurship, all right? We've just spoken about some of the small entrepreneurship businesses. But let's look at the big side, big format franchising. Say I want to make money. I'm like, I've got some good 100,000 in my bank account, or I have some loan I can get from, an investor. Guess what? I now go to McDonald's franchise. And then I go and what? The franchise not to only distribute the franchisee's product, all right, and services under the franchisor's trademark, but also to implement the franchisor's format. And so look, there's so many people. Most of these McDonald's you go is not actually from the McDonald's franchise. It's Asians, Africans, some people who buys those franchise from McDonald's. But when it comes to a franchise entrepreneur, that means that you have to use their product. They have rules, and you cannot use your own brand of McDonald's ketchup. You cannot use your own brand of McDonald's fries. You have to use their own product. I hope that makes sense. That's what we call a franchise entrepreneur. So maybe you're like, I don't have any skill, I don't have anything, but I have some money and I want to invest. You can only focus on what? Franchise in McDonald's. Guess what? People eat McDonald's every day. McDonald's has already done the marketing, the branding. You don't have to do no heavy lifting. What the say, your franchise, now you go through the training, you get your own staffing, and etc. When you make some money, you can what? Go get another franchise in another city, and then you are expanding and you're expanding and you're expanding, and you're making money every single day. I hope that's clear, guys. If you're getting some value, put a V in the chat. If it's making sense, put a V in the chat. I want to know if people are really understanding and learning about entrepreneurship tonight. Put V. That means you're getting value out of today's call, okay? Now, let's talk about the serial entrepreneur, okay? The serial entrepreneur is somebody who is into multiple ventures. Think about it. Think about somebody like Bill Gates. Think about it like somebody like Warren Buffett. Think about it like somebody like who? Elon Musk. All right, this guy is in what? Tesla. This guy is doing other things. He's in internet. He's in different things. That's a serial entrepreneur. Okay, so people who are creating legacy, doing different things. Diversifying their risks is a serial entrepreneur. So, for example, if you invest in properties, and then aside of properties, you're not just putting all your egg in one basket, but you're also selling products online. Maybe you're buying phones and you're selling online. You're also diversifying your money, putting your money into bonds and stocks and other investment. You're a serial entrepreneur, okay? Leveraging network and resources, you're a serial entrepreneur. So if you want to know who is a serial entrepreneur, those are some of the things you can check on serial entrepreneurship. So my question to you today is, what problem can you solve in your community? I want you guys to put in the chat, what are some of the problems you can solve? Even in church, you can start a business, because the church, there are a lot of people who need services for their children, etc. So, some parents don't have the time or don't have the intellectual ability to teach the things that we learn in the UK. There are certain things, skills you have. What skills do you have? Guys, put your skill in the chat. Right now, you are selling your business. If you don't type, as we say, closed mouth don't get fed. And to try what skill are in the chat right now. What skill can you provide right now? Drop in the chat if you have any skill. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm giving 5 seconds. Drop your skill in the chat. What problem can you solve? Young people, you all have talent. You all have gifts. You all have something. Drop in the chat what problem you can solve. Okay. I'm still looking out for the millionaires in the church. Hairstyle, great. I love it. Good. Read. Okay. I mean, read what you're gonna read other people's exams or letters. I mean, what do you mean? Expand your readers. Next one. What else? What else do we have here? Stylish. Stylish. What do you mean stylish? What do you mean? Like stylish in what? Be specific. DIY. What is DIY? Right, bro. Don't give me abbreviations. What is DIY? Guys, put your skills in the group. Put your gifts in the group. If you don't have any gifts, that's fine. Put an idea that you've had, okay? Put up an idea that you had, that you think, this is the idea. Wow, maybe I can start this business. Put it in the group. Maybe this is the idea that I have. I can work on this. Put in the group, okay? Now, when I was talking about innovation, think about it this way. Guys, babysitting, good. That's a good one as well. Okay, it's only few people. We have 41 people on the call. 41 people on the call. Only 5 people have an idea. Okay, good. Now think about it this way. Now I want to get a picture. Business in innovation. Okay, I love it. Do it yourself. I love building, fixing. That's amazing. Business innovation. Think about it this way. Some people, they get a van and then they start doing what? Mobile haircuts. Why? Because when COVID came, when things like COVID happens in the future again, God forbid, but people cannot go to the shop to have a haircut, guess what? They have a business that go to the door. Innovation. Okay? How many of you guys can create a product? You can have your own barber shop. Okay? Think about, rich transport. Some people, they are doing Uber. But I want you to understand, Uber was somebody's idea. I truly believe, somebody was sitting at home and had the idea to do something like Uber years ago. But because they were doubting themselves, and they're like, oh, yes, without taking any action, Uber came out to disrupt the market. And as soon as Uber came out, that's when other people are like, oh, maybe I can create Bolt. Oh, maybe I can create this. Maybe I can create this. And then guess what? Uber has taken the whole market share already. That doesn't mean your market is done, but it means that you are too late for that innovation. So as an entrepreneur, you think fast and you act fast. Okay, you change the game. If you don't change the game will change you. So, think about, guys, back in the time, how many guys remember Blockbuster? They were DVD providers. They used to rent out DVDs. You go to the shop, you get one, you go home and you watch. How many guys remember that? If you remember those days, put yes in the chat. Guess what? Who took the business from them? Netflix. Because Netflix understood people don't want to go out to get the DVDs, but let me stay in my room and watch Netflix. Guess what? Imagine the amount of customers around the world paying monthly subscription to Netflix and the amount of money Netflix is making. Imagine you were the owner of Netflix. How would you feel right now? Guys, put in the chat. How would you feel if you were the owner of Netflix? Some of you have ideas, but you're taking 1,000 years to execute because you're doubting yourself and you're waiting. Some of you know that you're a babysitter and you can do it in a different way, but you're sitting down. You're not sitting down to plan, organize, have the vision, and put in the work. Some of you have a lot of things, but you have a lot of ideas and zero execution. I'm sorry, in 2024, the market is moving at a rapid pace. How many of you guys can have a Rich Clean or another business called Imagine, imagine Annabelle Clean. Imagine having a car going to people's houses and cleaning, giving them incredible cleans. There are so many apps that can pay you some extra money after work, car wash, etc. So guys, take note. These are some of the businesses we can all start now if you want to. Food truck. If you have money, you can buy a food truck and be selling food. If you like cooking, you can sell food, do a tracking business. Remember, every weekend, every event, every party, there's so many parties, people do events, you can go and sell there as well. Coffee shop, bakery. Who knows how to bake here? Who knows how to bake? I want to know on the call. Who knows how to bake proper cake, proper something? You can sell them. Create your own brand. Create your own boxes. Use social media. Sell your market. Cooking classes, okay? Cooking classes. You can teach people. All right, those who know how to cook. Use that as a business. Our mothers, I don't know who is on the call, but we have our mothers. If you're listening, somebody can just start a cooking class. You know, we have so many people. I don't know how many guys know on YouTube, some woman called Auntie Agyei or whatever. Anybody heard of that woman before? You know, I guess she cooks in her house and decided to start on YouTube. And imagine she's making money off YouTube, but at the same time, guess what? She's also branding herself. Somebody said sign language. Amazing. It's a skill because in the UK, they need people who know how to do sign languages. Okay. So if you can teach that, if you can teach other people how to do sign language, you can build a business of that as well, right? Ice cream stand. Okay. All right. We have what? Product reviewers. Okay. Anything you can review product. People on social media these days, I don't know, guys, those on social media, you see people, they just like to get some of this product, for example, and say, oh, wow, smoothie. It has that calories. It has this. It has that. They are doing it for a brand. Okay, they review products for a brand. The question is, are you putting yourself in the eye of the storm so that you can do that, so that the brand will pay you some money? Imagine how many times you speak on a brand, they pay you. How many guys would love to have that kind of business? Get paid to review. If that's you, put in the chat, me in the chat. Get paid to review. Home food delivery. Yes, we have the big home food deliveries, etc. But imagine you can also create your own mini company with your own name. And if you have a car, if you have whatever, a bike, and then you can put yourself on an app system and then go to home delivery. Guys, digital marketing. How many of you guys can create a website, a skill? These are all things you can learn. If you don't have any of this, you can learn it. Photography, event planning, all right? Currency trading, okay? Pet business, educating people on buying and selling potential profitable stocks. Exactly. All of these are here, okay? Landscape, dance studio. All right, if you can dance like me, okay? You can open a dance studio. Don't come to my dancing lesson. I'm sorry. All right, travel planner. Some people, they get anxiety to plan their own trip. So imagine you putting yourself there to also look. Gift wrapping. Can you wrap gifts? When people are doing wedding, anniversaries, things, you know, they need other people. Guys, content creation. People are making a lot of money on content. The problem with our community and our Ghanaian community is a lot of our young people, example, we waste our time on social media watching other people's content, but we don't create our own content. The answer over here, man, for Mosa. The answer over here, man, for more concept with social media. So spend 3 hours and you make zero money, and people are making every single second, they're making something out of it. What can you create? All right, what can you do? Guys, we all can do something. Clothing, boutique. If you don't have a whole boutique, you can be selling clothing online. You've got to understand that you have to make business out of something. All right, ways to make money online. All right, forget about India, about around the world. Freelancing. All right, affiliate marketing. Okay, podcasting. All right, get a camera these days, get some lights, and interview people. Hey, what are some of the challenges young people have in our generation? And while they share the ideas, people are watching, right? Remember, information travel quick these days. People are watching, and then every day you're bringing content, you're bringing value. The more value you bring to the marketplace, the more you exchange your value for the money. More value, more money. More money, more impact, etc. Okay? Voiceovers. There are people who do advertisement. Hey, my name is John, and You can do prints on demand, clothing line, sell photos. Guys, it's uncountable. Take online servers. There are so many online platforms you can actually make money. Sell online courses. What can you sell? All right? What can you sell? Trade cryptocurrency. Those who are highly risk takers want to go into cryptocurrency. Educate yourself before you invest in that space. So, guys, let's look at some advantages and disadvantages of being an entrepreneur. Okay? Now, advantages. You have control of your time, satisfaction, wealth creation. control of compensation, okay? Control over working conditions. So what I mean, what do I mean by control of time? When you have a business and you build your business to a certain point, okay, you have control of time. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a lawyer. So this is what I want you guys to understand. You can have a job and create a business around your job as well. Let's say you're a lawyer. Or let's say, yeah, you're a lawyer. Yeah, you actually can what? Can create a business. You can be in China, but you have clients that you see online. That's a business, okay? Let's say you are a teacher. You can have students online. So wherever you are, you have bookings within your own time. And based on those times, you can even see 4 clients a day and still make some good money. Imagine you're charging £100 for each client. Guess what? You've made £400 by seeing 4 clients in a day as a teacher or as a tutor, okay? As a lawyer, every consultation you are paying. So it doesn't matter where you are, wherever you are in the world, you can still make some money. Satisfaction, because you feel like there's a fulfillment in what you're doing. You are helping people, you're solving problems. Wealth creation, of course, you're developing your own capital gain. And of course, control over compensation. You name the price of what you want to give. All right. There is no cap on yourself. Like in our normal job, there is a cap of how much you can make. If your employer is paying you £12 per hour, you're the cap at all. So, but when you have your own business, you raise the cap, you raise the bar, you demand what you want, all right, from the marketplace by the level of skills and the level of value you bring to the table. Okay. Control over working conditions. Whenever you want to work, let's say you have some days off work, you have control. You can actually what? Still make some money during those days of work. So that means on your days off, you don't lose money. You still make money. Okay? Exactly. Business pay their taxes and expenses before. Exactly. All right. Just like Mr. Fram said, businesses pay their expenses before taxes. So that means that every expense through your business, guess what? You can also what? Get it within your business. All right. In this country. So business, it's not like how when you work, they take your taxes before they give you your payment. You control certain aspects of your life. Now, what are some of the disadvantages people are scared of? Business failures, obstacles, loneliness, financial insecurities, long hours, hard work. Now, I want you guys to understand. Write this down. Write in the chat right now. Write in the chat right now. Hard work. All right. Everyone write HW. Put HW in the chat. I want you to understand what I'm talking about HW. Whether you work a job or you work a business, you're going to work hard anyway. But the difference with your business is once you work hard, and you create a system around it, you now work smart, right? But when we're working on normal jobs, we work hard, have no finance, no freedom, no time, nothing, no family time. Sometimes you have to even beg for holidays, all that stuff. All right? Long hours. You do that in your job. Why not do that on your business? Okay? Obstacles. Yeah, you face obstacles. But one thing about business is the opposite you be an obia you be paying. So there's a huge library. There's a huge support system if you're only to put in the work and research for it. All right. Business failures. Do business fails? Yeah, they do fail. But business fails and you learn of why it failed and you pick yourself from there and you keep going. Everyone who has tried a certain business somehow, I know some of our parents have started business back home, somewhere in the UK, and they failed. But guess what? You keep trying. That's the spirit of entrepreneur. All right. Entrepreneur, your spirit is going, taking risks, but also making sure that you're taking calculated risks and keep going. Keep financial insecurities. They are there. Sometimes in business, there are up days, there are down days. That's why I said earlier on, if you are not a die-hard entrepreneurial spirit that I want to take all risks and you have your job, keep your job until your side hustle or your business makes more money than your job before you can leave your job, because then you know your business can take care of you and then can take care of everything and you're making profit and profit and profit. So you don't leave your job to go into it, but you can do your job and still have a business. Guys, I hope this is making sense. Yeah, and we're getting some value. We are almost done. What time is it? Almost done. Okay. If you are thinking of, oh, where would I get funds? Yes, you can get grants for businesses in the UK, but you have to understand that you have to have a business plan, all right? And the business has to make sense, of course. You have to have a total business plan. If you want money from me as an investor to invest in your business, you want to really tell me your business strategy. How are you going to make profit? What are the risks involved? What are the chances? You look at the SWOT analysis, everything, and then you submit it. There's so many websites online. So if you're like, oh, I wanted to start a business, but I don't think about the money, guess what? Start small. If you need more money, there's always help out there. Now, this is the last few things that I'm about to bring to a close. How to make a ton of money. Learn a relevant skill. Write this down, guys. These are the closing tips. If you've not heard anything on today's call, this could help you. Learn a relevant skill. Become an absolute expert. Guys, you don't have to learn any other skill if you're not willing to learn any other skill. Some of you have some skills in your formal education. You can work on a business with that. You can build a business with that. You can do whatever. I think I was telling Vivian the last time, if she finished her law and she wants to practice, she can set up her own firm where she has other lawyers who work for it. You can start a business. Think out the box. Don't think about working. You can also start something and also get people to work for you, because not everybody has the entrepreneurial drive. Okay, use it to solve problems. Don't go thinking about money. Think about problem solving. Believe me, when we go to the barber, they solve our problem. Say, you exchange your money by solving. You get money by solving problems. Okay, there's a good saying that says you cannot withdraw from where you never deposit. Right? Give free value. Sometime in business, you have to give value. Give free value. Educate for free, because that's how you build some clients. That's how you build some connections. All right. So bet my boat today for free. Do it once and twice. Don't do it every time, because open free there be a no. Do it or give some samples. Guys, how many guys normally see companies like Pepsi, Coca-Cola? Have you ever stumbled in town? Coke and Anybody, if you have ever come across One, or have you gone to Costco? One I Costco. Yeah, man, some chips be and I say crips. You might be no much. Anybody experience that? One or chat no. Let me see. I want to know if anybody has experienced that. Company what did thank you, Uncle Afra. Who else? Who else experienced that? What did they do? They are giving you free value to get your attention so you can buy their products. That's the business strategy. They give it to you so that you can also what? Buy their product. Okay. Show result first. All right. Show your result. Sometimes if you have successful tutoring lessons, let your customers do like a 5-minute video to recommend. Oh, wow, look, I want to thank Jemima. She's a great tutor. She's helped me, with my GCSE maps, and I've learned a lot. She has great, strategy on how to pass, Guess what? By that video alone, it's a result to show to your customers and your clients, say, what am I be that? And that's how you're going to use law of attraction. Guys, social media, speak, testimony, references. Yeah, just like Uncle From says, like a lot of things, guys, is out there. Build massive social network, build a network. The problem in our community, our network is too many Ghanaians. Yes, I'm not saying avoid Ghanaians, but think out of the box. Look at a different network. Where can you shake different hands? To a business entrepreneur, make your clients find you. Your clients can find you if you position yourself in the eye of the storm, okay? Set yourself on fire and people will come from way around the world to look for you. Your clients will find you if you put yourself, all right? With 1 to 2 to 9, all right? The rest will be easy, okay? The rest will be easy. Guys, some books, screenshot. The books that will help your confidence, all right? Let me bring out some of mine and we are getting to a close. Some book that will help your confidence. All right, if you want to really have great influence and how to speak in public, these are some books you can read. It's called what? How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay? How to Win Friends and Influence by Dale Carnegie. All right? The last time Sir Evans put these books, guys, this is what we mean about formal, what your formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. Okay? The 4-hour work week, 7 habits of effective hiring people, like 100 startups you can start. Okay, $100 startups. You can start with $100. You can see right now, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Guys, read these books. Okay, read these books. You can see here, this is my Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. You can see me on the camera. I know it's blurred, but this is my Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. Buy these books. Spend money on your brain, and your brain will get into your pocket. Okay, I promise you. This doesn't only help in business, but it helps you also in your education. The power of social media. Guys, don't spend time in wasting your time on social media. Increase your brand awareness, all right? Be the one to advertise yourself. Now, this is the final case studies. Everybody knows Amma, all right? Amma, I remember speaking at an event years ago, and Amma, she's been devoted. She went to school, of course, finished her degree, but she was made redundant at a point, I think during COVID. And she was always playing with this mixed hair product in her house, and she showcased it on Instagram. So, ebi ayeka say, ebi ana natural said yes, mixing kuto. Am I kuto ne for obi hunam wa? Ne hunam yes smooth akra hunam. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's something special that you can create. I don't know. There is a gift you have that you've been doubting yourself. I don't know. But she only put it there and showcased her Instagram friends for about the growth of her hair. And boom, today that has become a business. Some of you already know. And I believe that in the last few years, she's had to develop and adapt and grow. And she's now built $1 million business in the UK. Guys, 7 Adventists, if she can do it, we can do it. Not all of us can create a product, but if you can create a product, you can sell a product. One of those. All right, you can see here we have Yao. All right, Yao as well built a product because her wife Esther, that's why he named the company Ava Estelle. Ava is the daughter and Esther is the wife. She had, skin problems, and today these guys are doing great things all around the UK. Guys, we can all start something. It doesn't matter what you want to start. Start something today, because the world we live in today is crazy. And the world we live in today is changing every single second. Don't just rely on your formal education. I'm not saying don't go to school, but be open-minded and have the muscle to also create a business aside, right? Because believe me, things are changing. Times are changing. Use the internet to create awareness so you can make money even when things are off the offline, you can make money online. I hope it's been a great section. I hope you guys have learned something. But if you have any questions, guys, feel free and shoot your questions. And this brings me to a close for this evening. But if you have any questions, yes, shoot your question. Guys, feel free, open and unmute or raise your hand if you have any questions. Guys, don't be shy. We are here to learn. Ask any questions, and then we can help. We can make it happen. Can you address the taboo about making money within? Uncle Frank, please, can you unmute and elaborate? Kakra. So taboo, no? If you can elaborate, that'd be good, please.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So this mindset of money is evil, and money is the love of money would take you to hell, or it would take a rich man to take somebody to go through the eye of the needle than a rich man to go to heaven. Those things, and especially for Adventists, we have that concept of Jesus is coming. So because Jesus is coming soon, you don't have to invest. You don't have to invest in yourself or things. You just have to prepare for the kingdom. And therefore, Adventists are, my professor at university, Max Simmons, said that we are characterized by the poor. We believe in 1,000 years of bliss. and Adventists are characterized by the poor. How can we move away from this, poverty thing? Because our message mainly attracts poor people. You hardly see rich people coming to Adventism. So how can you address some of these taboo, topics about money for us to change our mindset, for us to be able to domineer, as God said, the earth and be the winners and not the losers, and be the heads and not the tail?
Amazing. Thank you for that. Guys, let me ask a question before I even express that or elaborate a bit on that. How many of you on today's call want free money? If you want free money, drop free in the chat. How many guys want free money tonight? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me see some chat. Let me see the chat moving. Come on, Youth Week of Growth. How many of you want free money right now? Free money. Free money. Free money. All right. A lot of people want free money. Okay. So if we want free money, then it means money isn't bad. All right. Money is not bad. When we look at something, guys, one thing I've is it really free? Yes, Annabelle, send me your bank details later. Yes, it's free. Now, one thing I've seen, guys, over the years is that sometimes we use certain words in the Bible to contradict our own selves. The Bible explains it very clearly. It says the root of money is what? Evil. When we say root of money or the root of money, how you find the money. Let me give you an example. If I have to sell Annabelle's toes to make money, it's evil. The mentality attached to the money is evil. Creating wealth is all scripted in the Bible on how we can create wealth. I can share some screen right now. There are a lot of lessons we can go through, but I'm not going to go through that. I'm just showing you still some of the presentation. Popular might about riches and wealth and financial what? Might. Proverbs chapter 23:7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is, right? You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. These are all things in the Bible about our financial, how to prosper. The Bible teaches us how to prosper. The problem is we don't follow the point and the strategies the Bible teaches us how to prosper. And guess what? We now cry and ask God, we don't have money, we don't want money, because the Bible actually teaches us exactly how to make money. There's so many things that I can show right now. If you look at Ecclesiastes chapter 11:1, all right? Ecclesiastes tells you about what? Cast your grain into what? The sea, or what? And it's what? It shall make a profit. Look into all those things, guys. So it teaches you about financial principles. There's so many things in the Bible that if we teach ourselves, rather than looking at just the one page that says, oh, money is evil. Yes, it didn't say money is evil, but the Bible also says what? Money answers all what? All things, right? How many guys have read that? Money answers all things, right? Money is not evil because we need money. If money was evil, we won't go to work. And when they give us our salaries, we'll say we don't need the salaries. We'll give it back to the employer. All right. If somebody buys a product for you, you say, oh, I don't want money. Right. But we need to change our mindset. Young people, change your mindset. Change your paradigm. Read books. Guys, this is a book I read. This was written by a Christian man who is what we call, look, the new game, Making Money Whilst You Sleep by Will Malcolm. He's a bishop, right? The business bishop. So there's so many paradigms we can break. Some of us, we've inherited some paradigms from our environment, from our families, from our generations, and sometimes we keep it up without seeking for information and understanding ourselves. So look, I encourage every one of us, because in our church, yes, we want to buy the church building. We need people to think out of the box to make extra money, because sometimes just out of your salary, you are struggling. So you find that it's hard to give more and to give something extra. But guess what? Imagine if we were to teach people to start up businesses. Imagine by the end of 2025, 2026, 2027, we have many people in our churches with side hustle businesses making extra 300, 200, 300, 200, 300 outside of their normal job. Then we can do big things in church. Money issue will not be a problem at church. will not be crying about money issues, etc. So, guys, I hope that answered the question. I hope that makes the guy. Is that clear to everyone? If that's clear, drop a 1 in the chat. How do you overcome obstacle of starting a business or a side hustle? You know, there's so many obstacles. You know, there's so many obstacles. I think one of the main obstacles is fear. You know, fear. Fear on the other side of fear of, there's a fear of failure, and also there's a fear of success. Okay? The two things, the two types, yeah, get ready, savers. There's a fear of failure and fear of success. Guys, you have to understand that failure can happen if you don't put in the work and you don't do the right research and you don't have the right connections. There's some businesses that when you start and you don't have the right connection and you don't learn the right stuff on ground, you have failure, okay? Failure of success, oh, what if I don't become successful? The question is, what if you become successful? You know, so you don't know until you do it. And the only way to do it is by doing it and understanding why. This is the book here. Okay, guys, today I want to put in the chat, why? Everybody drop in the chat, why? Why? How do you overcome obstacles starting a business or side hustle? Write why in the chat, why? Why? Come on, write why. This is by Simon Sinek, all right? Write why. Okay, why? Why? Come on, I want to see more whys. Come on, we are getting to a close. Why? 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 Now I want you to write the why and write what hurts you. Write it down. Write it right now. What hurts you? What hurts you? Right now in your life, what is hurting you? Are you broke? Then it's hurting you. Do you want financial freedom at your job? Then it's hurting you. You want more freedom, time in the future to spend time with your children and travel around the world? Then it's hurting. That's the pain. What hurts you? Okay? So when you understand the why, then the obstacle will be little. All right? How you overcome it is by knowing why you are starting the business. When there are any challenges in business, you just have to find people who know the business or who are in the same business or who are doing business and get mentorship, get advice. You know, the problem is sometimes we are scared of getting advice or reaching out to people because that's like I said early on, whatever you want to do, somebody has done it before. So the earlier you explain yourself or you ask for help, the better it is to jump many of your obstacles of starting a business or side hustles. You know, one thing I know for a fact is you have to go for it. When you know your why, when you know why you're doing this, you go for it. You don't look left, you don't look right, you go for it, and then you seek help. So that's the best way I can answer, overcoming obstacles. Fear is in everyone. Even the one who was 1 billion in the account still have some fear of the next investment they're going to do. So fear doesn't go away, but you build upon it, all right, and build some confidence over time and keep growing from time to time, because every level in your business, every level in life, there's another challenge, there's another level, there's another obstacle. The only way to do it is keep growing, keep connecting, and keep leveling yourself up. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Pram. Anybody else? Savans?
But as may 2 questions, but before the not commenting on Mr. Fram's first question. Yeah, to some extent, yeah, I said the church is attracting such people, and maybe in the past, my story is that they advise people to concentrate all their energies on yes, but even they were even speaking against academics now. But thank God, said the paradigm is changing now. Anything that we are holding this program this evening, and we are not still holding into certain notion. As I can bring here, youth know how to start their own business. What I would say is, am I in that responsibility? And so I saw him pin upon it. I saw for one council. Per their field of training, they might not even have that exposure or knowledge. And your academic connections in diverse field, we should step up. Others, no many topic we have but yes, step back near home. The only teachers, only the religious aspect, only the bad when at the end, our church will tend to be say we are attracting a here for, but it's not their fault. they might not have that exposure. So it's a calling to for the those academic and business connections. No, we should step out and push forward. Say others, we at least once every year. No, and I'm sure said they wouldn't reject that suggestions at the back. But that's it. My question is, should I be afraid sharing my business idea with somebody? I was saying my business idea. I was saying that's the first question. Second question is, as a young person, my skills are multimedia services for. I'm not registered. I'm not professional in quotes. How should I price? Because young people will have more price your money man. I see sending a one thing na send a bedroom number someone so pricing is how do you address that issue with us?
Okay, good question. All right, good question. Should you be afraid sharing your ideas with people? No, but just like anything else, guys, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. The question is, when you have a toothache, who do you take your toothache issues to? Can somebody put the answer in the chat? You take to a dentist. The problem is some of us, we share our ideas with unqualified people. You know, there are some people who are dream stealers. They can steal your idea or they can discourage you from that idea. You know, a person who has never been there can never show you the way. You know, and sometimes you find it hard to go and ask the right people because maybe you are doubting yourself or whatsoever. So should you be afraid? No, don't be afraid. Because just like I said, anything you want to do or you are about to do, it's either there is a similar thing, unless it's some, unless it's some next level big idea that nobody has ever done before. But most of the things, about 65% to 7% of things that you want to start, somebody has started or somebody tried starting similar things. So it's all about finding the right person, have conversation with the right people, not somebody who don't have the mindset or don't have the vision, because you can have conversation with someone who don't have the same frequency as you, and they will discourage you. And I promise you that idea will be buried. Just like they say, the richest planet is the cemetery. There are so many people who were afraid to share their ideas, and they kept on being afraid, and they died with that idea. So to answer your question, do not be afraid. But just like we wouldn't take our toothache to a mechanic or to what? To a car wash man, we'll take to a dentist. Always speak to the right people. Look at somebody or find someone who has a bit knowledge into, business. Because some people discourage you because they don't see themselves doing it, or they've never done it, or they don't think they can do it, and they use their own limitation on you, and your business may never come into your reality. What's the second question again? About pricing. Okay, now it depends on what service you're providing, right? There's a high competition. I don't believe in people saying, oh, pricing it too heavy. Nah, oh, pricing it too heavy. You kind of say, obia better. No, it depends on the situation. Sometimes when you're starting a business, of course, you want to start pricing it. You want to give yourself, let's say, I set a goal, 3 months, I'm going to give this price. But as you grow up in value, as you grow up in network, as you grow up in customers, as you grow up in adding more to your service, you want to expand your price. Because remember, guys, you set the value on yourself that you want the people to see. So if you don't see the self-worth in what you're doing, and you're like, oh, I didn't cry there, I didn't you I'm in charge £10, and yes, you do my man, no. If you keep picking that language, that's why I said earlier about law of attraction. Remember, guys, as a man thinketh, so he is. Whatever you speak is what you attract. If you speak garbage, you only attract garbage. That's why some people, they be a worker. Believe me, how many guys have heard people say, oh, mini miniska, oh, mini miniska, oh, mini miniska, oh, miniska, oh, mini skada, oh, mini ebisoda. Why? Because it's what you've been speaking from day one, right? If you start saying mini muska, when somebody says, oh, just say, yes, I have money. Everyone has money. Everyone has a high price. just that you've not checked out yet. Don't check it out yet. Everyone was born equal. Everyone was born a millionaire. There's no difference between the one who become millionaire and you right now. The only difference is you've not done what it takes to get there yet. So should you start your price small? Yes, you can for a period of time. A period of time. Discount is good, but don't over discount yourself for a long period of time. Just because you think, say, just before you think, say, oh, by putting my prices down, I'll attract more customers. Believe me, when you keep putting your prices down, you only attract garbage customers. All right, write in the chat, garbage customers. Sell yourself to the next level. Believe me, if you want to attract, top clients, you have to put yourself in a box. Like 6 months from now, I'm going to put myself in the top clients. And you can even give yourself affirmation and say, I attract the best of the best clients in the world. I attract top clients always, every day. So guess what? Your mindset is always about best client. You set a set light looking for only best client and best of the best client. But you don't say best client whilst your service is mediocre. You also have to set yourself to that bar where you only attract the best of the best. The fact that somebody is doing braids for 20 pounds doesn't mean that you have to put yourself in the same way to do braids for 20 pounds for the next 3 years. No, start charging people for the same braid, 200 pounds. The right customer will come to you. And I promise you that the right customer, and that's how you get quality customers, quality over quantity. And eventually that will enlarge in big networks and quality networks. Because omo big money, omo network, they always pay more and pay more. But omo nkete for omo cry ube to next time also needs to be about botry but you've been charging that same person 30 pounds for the last 3 years. I hope that answers your question. Simmons. Anybody else, guys? Anybody has any questions? Any guys, closed mouth don't get fed. But any question, feel free and ask. We are all learning. We are all learning. All right, we are all learning. I don't know if you have any questions. Final 2 questions, and I guess we should be done. Anybody else? It's like only the adults are talking. Young people, I saw some people earlier. Do you guys have questions? iPhone, AJ, Amasewa, etc. Anybody has any questions? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So guys, without saying that, look, I'll say we've had a great evening. As my prayer said, we all get to greater heights in whatever we want to do. But guess what, guys? We are all here. Your business starts with the church. Somebody said, I want to do YouTube videos, but my problem is editing the video. I have watched so many videos on YouTube, but still can't get my head around it. And can you give me some tips? Okay, now that's fine. You want to do YouTube? Okay, you want to do YouTube? Catch this. You can, maybe you're starting. Maybe you don't have any money to pay somebody to edit your video. That's fine. Sometimes you spend so much time to edit, and so much time now spent to editing. Maybe your skill is not in editing. Not that you cannot learn. You can learn, but you have to understand that every skill that you want to get better at it, you have to invest time in it. So you can outsource somebody who edits already. So that's where you go to another business, all right, and say, listen, I would love to do videos, but please, can you help me edit? Or you can even get some apps. There are so many apps that today, they have AI apps on your phone that you pay like monthly. And as soon as you put your video, it can auto edit and put also what, how do you call it, subtitles automatically. There's so many things online these days, and they can do it for you without you having the whole stress. If not, you're going to spend 3 hours trying to edit, whilst you could have spent those 3 hours to do a lot of content videos and then put it into some space where it will be edited quicker, and then you're uploading your videos. You have to understand that, guys, speed is very important. And sometimes if you've tried and editing is not coming, editing anyone, don't spend the time there. Spend your time where your strength is, and then, outsource other people. Because if not, you'll be discouraged by the fact that you cannot edit. And the good value and the good things that we are seeing now YouTube, no, what about to ball them? Why? Because you couldn't edit. And then by that time, you know, you're 40 years, and you're like, oh, I wish I had done YouTube at the early start. I hope that answers your question. There's so many people here who can edit. Annabelle can edit, you know, and you know, make it happen. Find words on the advantages of doing your own business plan, please. Exactly. All right. Any more questions? Last question or any? How do I go by this idea? Good debt is a powerful tool, but bad debt can kill you. Learn. Yes, sir.
I was saying that, can you please go over final words on the advantages of doing your own business?
Oh, the advantages. Okay, advantages. That may count my presentation. Ibi, but if you can, Ibi, would you any statement and answer a question? Over to me, Ibi, before that, let me just go straight in. All right, guys. So, advantages of doing your own business. Advantages. We all know. Okay. Advantages. But some of the points that we have here is this. All right, you can see my screen again. Control over time. Your time. Time, guys, remember, write this down. Write this in your notes. You can always make money, but you cannot have time. Time is the biggest asset we all have. We can make money. You can make money by selling anything. You can make money by selling even your ears if you want to. Of course, it's not the best thing to do. But time, value, time is the biggest asset. All right, satisfaction, right? Because when you do your own business, you feel satisfied. Okay, I give an example. Say Uncle Afram is a social worker, and if he does private clients and see the transformation in the people, he's satisfied. That's his own field, and he's mastered the field. So maybe on a private firm to help people, right? And he does it really well. So satisfaction. Wealth creation. You create wealth, right? Wealth is not just based on monetization. Wealth is also based on contact. You know, as they say, your network determines your net worth, right? So your network, guys, the problem in our community, our network is poor. All right, so control over compensation. You are in control of how much you want to charge. You know, how much you want to charge compensation. It's just like when you have your kind of saying, pipe, plumber, so umbra. Or see, before I step into your house, I want to charge you XYZ amount of money, compensation, and control over working conditions. So that's the advantages, sir. Anybody else? Ibi, your question. Is it a good idea to take loan to make a fortune? Yes and no. Yes and no. Now, guys, don't take loan to get in debt. So I give an example. You take a loan and you're like, oh, me go sit down. Oh, Ghana. I give this an example. And you go and take a loan, but you have to understand that you have no profit in any time soon. But if you want to take a loan into anything, because remember, every business has its own risk. So when you do a risk analysis over that business, and you notice that this business can fetch me a return XYZ in a short space of time, so I'll get profit of that loan, then good, do that. But if you know that the loan will not fetch you a profit, but it will get you into more debt, and then you pay interest on that loan, I'm sorry, that's bad business. That's wrong step in doing business. So don't do that. If you know that after doing your analysis, the return on the business in the next 6 months, 1 year, before you start paying your loan back and paying interest on that loan, there's nothing coming back anytime soon. Don't do that. Then it's best to wait when you have some of the money or save money for that project. And the only say, well, what's going on? And Maya, you know, you're not really stressed about it, but you don't want to get in the business and get stressed or frustrated. I hope that answers your question. So if not, the best way, if the business has a good idea, then go for, investors. Write a business plan. Investor will give you a length of time. If the business is okay, the business is looking to get some return in the next 2 years, the investor knows that, understand the risks around it, understand the SWOT analysis, and they have time before you start paying the money back. Or, they will say, okay, let's do the business together. For example, if you come and see somebody anybody let's do business together. I'll invest into this, but whatever your business returns, I will take I'll take some dividends. I'll take some shares. That's also good. That means you don't have any stress yet. They are not pressuring you for return of capital. Then you have time to work on the business. I hope that answers your question. All right, what is your advice for people wanting to invest back home? That's a big question. Investment is good, but depends on what type of investment. Again, back home, there's so many people doing well back home, and there are so many people not doing well back home. If you live here most of your time, sometimes there are certain investment back home is not worth the investment. All right? But there's some investment, it's worth the investment, okay? It all depends on what type of investment, guys. It's a long-term investment, then no problem. But if it's a short-term investment, you want quick result or quick gain within a short space of time, you have to do what we call a risk assessment. Look at your risk and look into it. How quick do you want to get a return? If it's so quick and say a corner Emma, don't do it. But if say you can get some return, you have to always have some analysis on what type of risk. But so can you invest back home? Yes. I believe Ghana has great opportunities. Ghana has great opportunities. Africa has great opportunities. But you have to know what type of risk you go into. I give you an example. There is a man who offered me and one of my business partners a deal in rice. So they have a case of land given by the government. He has a business in the UK registered in Gambia or one of those, Sierra Leone. And they have big acres of rice farmland. And the man was waiting for a loan. So from a big loan. So he was looking for investors to invest in the rice business, and then every year you get profit. Every year you get profit. So let's say you put 60,000, every year you get some percentage once they harvest their rice, and that's long term. So that makes sense. I would do a business like that. But anything else that is not bringing return anytime soon, I can wait 1 year, I can wait 2 years for a return like that. And every year you get a return out of that. That's good. Okay, that's good. But anything where say it will require you to keep pumping money and getting no return in a longer time, find other things to build capital. All right, build capital. All right, put this in the chat, guys. Put this in the chat. This is my last value for tonight. And then you can ask some questions privately. Put this in there, right? Cash cow. Put your cash cow. You need to find a business that will generate cash cow. Amount of milk, all right? The cash cow, all right? A business that will give you cash cow will generate you income from time to time. When you generate income from time to time, then you set money aside and use that money for those long-term projects. Because every time you press this cash cow, it's generating income, and you can put some of that money into long-term projects. And those long-term projects, you're looking at legacy projects and etc. All right, but don't do anything that you think is not gonna bring big return if you're not sure. I hope I've answered all questions. I hope we are all happy. If you're happy with today's section, I want to drop a 7777777 in the chat. If you've learned from today's section, we still have 40 people strong. God bless you all for staying on. Put a 77777 in the chat. 7777 in the chat. 777 in the chat. 7777. Guys, start a business. We are all here to promote it. Believe me. If you win big in business, I'll be happy because I can boast myself and say, I know that guy. Yeah, I know them. Don't be scared. We don't have a lot of time on this world. And believe me, if you keep waiting, nothing will change. God bless you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow at the top. Back to you, the host, and God bless you.
Amen. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Augustine, for that wonderful lesson. I hope everyone got something from that about businesses and ideas and how to grow some. Before we close, is there new faces here? If there are new people, can you say hi or raise your hand up? If not, we're going to go to our announcements now.
I think I know a few people. I can see about pictures. I know they are joining from Ghana. Maybe they just don't want to introduce themselves. Okay. We welcome you about people from Ghana. They are my family people. Okay. Before we go on to the announcement, let's show some appreciation. Let's chat message of blessing to our brother. Put something in the chat, please.